everyone, I Jitendra Chaubisa welcome you to this new video on why PEB buildings use the tapered sections. Have you ever been to an industrial shed and you are going to see that the rafters are going to look something like this? The depth is varying throughout the sections. Even in the columns, you can see the depth of that particular section is getting varied. So why do they do this? Why not just use a uniform I section? So we are going to explore in this particular video that why tapered I sections are going to get used in industrial sheds. Now first look at this industrial shed. You can easily see the rafter is having a varying size. It is maximum at the ends, then it is getting reduced, and then it is after a particular moment it is again getting increased and it is getting maximum at the center. Then the same thing is happening here. The same thing is happening for the columns also. So why that particular thing is happening? So why the rafters are tapered in an industrial shed? So let's look at into this matter. First, we are going to see about the bending moment in the members. Okay, let's understand what is the concept of bending moment and why bending moment is important for finalizing the position of reinforcement, or you can say the steel. So we are going to see the three cases here. First case is going to be about the simply supported beam. Let's suppose there is a simply supported beam and it's having a uniformly distributed load of say something 10 kilonewton per meter. So bending moment diagram is going to be like this. There will be zero bending moment at the supports and the maximum bending moment is going to be at the center, and that's obvious. So what that means that steel is also going to be in much requirement at this particular position where the moment is high. So we need to put the steel reinforcement at this particular position in tension zone. Now let's take the example of a fixed beam. Suppose that beam is same but the supports are fixed and the loading is same. Now how the bending moment diagram is going to look something like this. That is, the bending moment is going to be maximum at the supports and there is going to be some of the bending moment at the mid span also. So now what we have to do, we have the bending moment demand at the supports also. So we need to provide reinforcement there also. We call it as a negative bending moment or support moments. So we need to either bend up the bars at the support and take it to the upper zone. So why I'm telling you this, because depending on the bending moment diagram, the amount of steel required is finalized. Similarly, take an example of a continuous beam. This is a random continuous beam and it is going to have a diagram like this. So at the support it is going to have around 10.288 kilonewton meter of the bending moment, which is same as of the mid span. So the same steel is required at the mid span also and at the support also. So the concept here is the amount of bending moment finalizes that how much steel you need to provide. This concept is going to be same in steel structures also and into the RCC structures also. Okay, so now let's see how the bending moment in rafter changes. Rafter is the main member which is going to take the load in our, you can say, truss. This is our industrial shed, a simple industrial shed, and it is having a uniform I section right now. It is having a 5 kilonewton meter of UDL on its top. So if we are going to analyze it, it is going to show the bending moment going something like this. Okay, I have not analyzed this for the typical forces like wind load and earthquake. I have just analyzed this for its own self weight plus this UDL. So either way you are going to get the bending moment as same. So the bending moment is going to be like maximum at the support, then it is going to be minimum at some point, and then it is again going to increase and it is going to be again at some particular value at the center. Same goes with the column also. You can see it is equal and opposite, not equal and opposite, it is kind of opposite in nature, but it is maximum at the ends. So what we have concluded here is that the moments are going to be maximum at the ends and it is going to be also somewhere in the mid span. This zero is not going to be exactly at the mid span, but yes, at the ends they are going to be movement. So there will be demand of steel requirement at the ends. Okay, so we can say that in PEB buildings, that is pre-engineering building, the primary frames, that is the rafter and the columns, they carry what? Non-uniform bending moments. The bending moment is not uniform, it is changing. Okay, we can see it is maximum, it is getting zero, then it is again getting increased. So they are higher at supports and near the mid spans, but much lower elsewhere. So that is the concept here. So if we are going to use the conventional hot rolled I sections like this one, which is having a uniform cross section, which means same steel is used everywhere. If we are going to use this I section here, so it is going to have a same steel everywhere, which is actually not required. The steel is required here and at this particular end, not at the mid. So what we are going to do here, we are going to use what? A tapered section. The point where there is zero movement, so there is a less steel requirement, so we are going to use the tapered section. Now the tapered section does what? They are designed so that more material is provided only where the bending moment is needed, so less material will be used. So because of that the moments will be smaller, and achieving weight and cost optimization. Also the weight is going to be much less there, and cost optimization is going to be there, as steel is very costly, so we can reduce that particular cost. Now, so how the structure, you can say the shape of the section is going to get decided. So let's take this bending moment diagram of our rafter that we have discussed earlier. Now let's try to divide it into two parts. So if this section is going to have a higher bending moment, so we are going to provide the higher depth of steel section here, and then we are going to reduce that depth till this particular point, like this. The depth is higher here, and then the depth is going to decrease at this particular point. Same for this other half. At this position, the bending moment is high, so the steel requirement is going to high. So we are going to do the same thing. We are going to have the maximum depth here, then we are going to reduce it at this particular position. So this is our PEB structure that I discussed earlier. Same section shapes are there, that the depth is high at this particular moment, and then it is going to get decreased at this particular moment. So this is how we achieve this kind of profile, and this is the reason why we use the tapered sections. Okay, now let's also talk about the steel requirement comparison, that how much steel we are going to save if we are going to use the tapered section. So let's first see the uniform I section. I have separately made a truss, or you can say an industrial shed PEB building in the STAAD Pro, and we did the analysis and did the material takeoff. So one truss is of the uniform I section, and the result we got was that is 1311 kilonewton of steel was required. ISMB 300 section was here, there was a 250 channel section, there was also a pipe section. So the total of 1311 kilonewton of steel was required. But when the same geometry was designed with the tapered section, you can see the requirements are very less. Let me move myself here. You can see the requirements are what? The requirements are going to be very, you can say, less, 630.827. So this is what? This is, you can easily see that, let me take myself here. So you can see that is the reduction in steel of about 40 to 50%. Okay, I have just taken a simple static case in which I have just taken the self weight of the structure. Even I haven't taken here the UDL, just for the simplicity. But when you are going to take the loads from the wind load and the seismic load, and if you are going to take the roof load, then it is going to revolve around 40%. So there is a reduction of steel of about what? 40%, and that's a very big thing in this particular case. Okay. So let's also take the reactions. It's obvious that if steel is going to be less, then the reaction is also going to be very less. So for the uniform I section, I have taken one node, a test node, and this node is having a reaction in y direction is 54.916 kilonewton. And the same, if you talk about the tapered section, in that particular, the same node is going to be 46.495. So the less reaction is getting also generated at that particular point. So less steel requirement is going to be there in foundation, and thus reducing the cost overall. Okay, so that's a very good concept. So that was the particular reason that why we use the uniform I section and when we use the tapered I section, and we now can easily conclude that because of the non-uniform bending moment generation, we use the tapered section, and the tapered section result in the less consumption of steel and the cost optimization also. So this was all about this video. If you have any question, or if you want me to do the full analysis of an PEB building in a STAAD Pro, and then if you want me to compare the material and all, then please write me in the comments, and then we'll meet in the next video. Bye bye, take care.